So our first semifinal here is the 2 versus 6. Ben Lau on Living End versus Dylan Hand on Humans. Dylan, one of 2 Humans players still left in the tournament. This is a pretty interesting matchup. Living End having a pretty good tournament. A lot of players registering, 30-plus creatures in their deck, and Dylan is no exception.
One-sided Wrath of Gods, producing tons of power, really powerful stuff.
All right, so our first game, we're going to start. Some big mulligans happening. Ben Lau keeping a 5-card hand to Dylan's 6-card hand. And we'll see how that makes things play out. We go look at Ben's hand. It looks like he has lands 2 and 3 available, along with a Shriek Maw. I don't believe he had a Spirit Guide and a...
I want to say that it was Desert Ceradon.
Yeah.
That's why he's shocking for this Blood Crypt here.
Okay. Thalia to play. It's going to put a counter on Champion of the Parish. And Dylan will attack on in for 2. Desert Ceradon's going to be cycled.
And there was no real compelling reason for Lau to go for the Shriek Maw against the Champion, though Thalia does kind of demand the Shriek Maw. Really land light. In order to cascade into Living End through Thalia, you have to pay 5. You have to pay the extra 1 for your Cascade spell, and then you have to pay 1 to actually cast the Living End.
Yeah, and that's a lot. Ben has picked up Archfiend of Ifnir and Fairy Macabre.
Could maybe spend this turn cycling and then go from there.
I think he could cast Fairy Macabre. I guess we don't really do that in this deck too much.
He could wait to see if he draws an untapped land and then Spirit Guide Archfiend next turn, immediately discard the Fairy Macabre, and that would have dealt with the Thalia.
Now we see Kitesail Freebooter from Dylan. That's not going to hit anything, though. We have 3 creatures in the hand. But what it will do is pump Champion of the Parish. And you're right. I think that's the line we're looking at. 1 more land, make Archfiend, then discard Fairy Macabre. Actually, he's going to go ahead and pitch Spirit Guide to cycle the Archfiend, going a very different line.
If he finds a Cascade spell, the game is over. And he had 2 looks at it there.
All right. Tapping you see here. Not guessing that it didn't show up.
If one of those is a land, I assume he's quite frustrated about that.
Just kidding. We have Demonic Dread.
How about that? You want to make sure that it's your best odds at winning the game. Frequently, it's going to be. The deck's called Living End.
Dylan missed that 3rd land drop, and this is a... He gets Thalia back into play, however...
That won't last.
Yeah. Ben Lau gets Archfiend and Desert Ceradon in play.
Right. And Shriek Maw kills Thalia. So
how
about that?
Shriek Maw comes too. It's not just a Doomblade. It actually is a creature, huh?
Right.
So 14 power in play for Ben. The one-sided Wrath should be good here.
And the land that Lau found was Blackcleave Cliff, so he couldn't have cast the Archfiend that turn anyway. Took a little bit of a risk, but I think he's going to win this game pretty handily.
Yeah, Champion of the Parish into Avacyn's Pilgrim. With the trigger on the stack, Ben will discard Fairy Macabre, exile some things. That means 2 -1 counters on Dylan's creatures. Yeah, he discarded a card, and he said, yeah. Ben says, no, I'm killing your things, and Dylan's going to pick up the cards. Game 1 goes over to Living End.
3 minutes, huh?
Ben is not wasting time in this top 8.
5-card hand, huh?
Yeah, Living End is a great... When it comes to mulliganing, Living End is a great deck.
You just need lands and creatures with cycling. And then eventually, you find a Cascade spell, and the game ends.
Yeah, that 5-card hand was completely functional.
Yeah.
It was your turn 3 Wrath of God, make 14 power. I don't know what else we want.
That is an above-average spell.
Actually, it was turn 4. I shouldn't...
Right.
Shouldn't exaggerate.
Yeah. You want to honestly and accurately represent the facts.
So Ben Lau up. We're going to look at some sideboards, and what a mess that was for Dylan. Fortunately, he can clean it up with some of these cards. 3 Sin Collectors, 2 Damping Sphere, 2 Dismember, 2 Gadok Teague, and 2 as a Staticaster, 2 Reclamation Sage, a Hostage Taker, and a Whirler Rogue, not Virtuoso.
There's not too much to like here. You have those 3 Sin Collectors. You can try to tag the Cascade spell, so there's a lot of them. There's fully 8. It's kind of tough to win that fight. There's really... the Damping Sphere kind of plays. I mean, you make it so it costs 4 because you have to pay 1 for the Living End. That's like worse than Thalia, and it doesn't attack, so not super interested. When you look at Gadok Teague, your brain might say, oh, that should work. Living Death costs 5 mana. No, Living End 0. the Cascade spells are 3. The Gaddock Teague, that's not going to do anything here. So sideboarding actually pretty light. Most of his stuff that matters is in the main deck. For Benjamin Lau, his sideboard 4 Ingen Chewer, 4 Leyline of the Void, 2 Dead Gone, 2 Ricochet Trap, another Anger of the Gods, a Fairy Macabre, and another Shriekmaw. The Shriekmaw, the Anger of the Gods, the 2 Dead Gones, these are all upgrades, and you saw how easily he won the first game.
Yeah, he's got a lot to like here. You know, I did the same thing with Gaddock Teague, right? Living at Death costs 5, and then this thing says suspends for 4. And it kind of feels like, okay, some of these should be able to work. I mean, Gaddock Teague should do something here.
Right. Yeah, the lowly Kithkin Advisor, not really going to play against the deck with 3s and 0s.
All right. So one of the announcements we had this weekend, if you haven't been with us all weekend, SCGCon Winter was announced, and we've had a lot of great things we talked about. First of all, some last chance qualifiers. We had the Commander Celebration, a whole host of singleton limited formats. But then we want to talk about what I think is really the most exciting thing we have, and this is our weekend-long tournament. So over the course of the weekend, here's what Constructed can lead you to, some of our Constructed offerings. On Friday and Saturday, we have 4 premier qualifier events. 2 of them are modern, the 10 a.m.s. We have a Legacy and a Standard one, Friday and Saturday. In each of these events, we will be going all the way to the top 2. And that is because the top 2 players from each of the events are qualifying for one of our marquee Sunday events. It's the StarCityGames.com 10K Cube Draft. We have a 360-card fully powered cube. Those 8 players will booster draft the cube, competing for cash prizes, $10,000 in cash prizes. Not only that, that will be covered here on stream, both the draft and the matches.
I love Cube Draft so much. I think these are going to be the matches that I am most excited to cover that weekend.
Yeah, so this to me is a very exciting part of the weekend. It's one of the reasons I would want to show up if I wasn't casting it to try to qualify for this one. We will be posting the cube list. Justin Parnell, one of our Commander Series players, has designed the cube, and he is going to post that list shortly.
I think they've been jokingly referring to the powered cube as the most powerful cube there is, something approximately that. But yeah, this is a high power level for him. Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, that stuff's all in play.
Now we do want to clarify the cash prizes is not the cube itself. The cash prizes are being given away based on placement at the end of the tournament.
Yeah, fully powered cube's worth a bit more than 10K actually. Depends on the. I mean, it's going to be worth more than 10K, by the way. The amount it exceeds that depends on the printings of the power that you're using, but it can be worth well over that.
Well, for a second game, though, now back to the match at hand. Both players on 7 cards. Yeah, I would assume even, no matter what printing, it's going to go a little over 10K for power.
I think even if you're using Collector's Edition, you exceed the bar.
Champion the Parish from Dylan Andier on turn 2. Start off with Noble Hierarch. A lot of Noble Hierarchs in his hand. Looks like 3 copies. Kitesail Freebooter is going to be the play. When I think about humans, he grabs Demonic Dread. There's kind of 2 types of hands. There's fast hands and disruptive hands. Fast hands in this matchup can be very scary because your opponent has 3 mana Wrath of Gods.
Right.
You see, he took 1 in Demonic Dread. Back to Ben Lau.
Though until that creature gets up to 3 toughness, you're going to want to Thalia's Lieutenant because there's 2 Dead Gons on the sideboard. It can't be Shriekmaw, the Kai'Sail Freebooter, so that is a win. There are 3 copies of that in Lau's post-sideboard configuration. There's always the threat of him just drawing another Cascade spell.
So Dylan either has to hold back to try to, in case one shows up, or go as fast as possible to win before it gets there.
Right. Looks like there's another green creature.
Yeah, it's Avacyn's Pilgrim.
Right.
It's a 1 of in Dylan's deck.
Doesn't do too much. It pumps the champion. Notably, this kind of stuff is terrible post-living end anyway, so you kind of may as well just shove. It's not like you're resetting in a way that matters.
Here is another Noble Hierarch. It'll put a counter on Champion of the Parish. Avacyn's Pilgrim, he's deciding to fully commit into this living end. So Champion of the Parish up to a 4/4. It's going to exalt to a 6/6 on the attack, and Ben is down to 14. 1 card remaining in hand for Dylan. Ben will cycle Archfiend of Ifnir, untap. A lot of cards here, a lot of chances to find that Cascade spell. We'll see if he's done it yet.
Even just Ceradon Archfiend, that's a good enough living end.
Yeah. Well, just sweeping the board.
Right. He has at least Desert Ceradon to add, and he's should be pretty safe waiting a turn if he's not ready to go just yet.
And he's found one. Here's Demonic Dread, targets Avacyn's Pilgrim, going to be the Cascade. This is what Dylan was hoping to avoid, and we may just see a repeat of the first game, a quick win on the Living End side. The full sweeper, Dylan's going to lose all the creatures. Ben's going to get 11 power back. He'll get his Demonic Dread back. That doesn't matter.
Right. Probably not too interested in Living Ending again.
And Dylan was not able to disrupt enough, and it looks like he's going to get beaten down by some Amonkhet cards here.
Yeah, this is a 2-turn clock. Hand really wanted a Reflector Mage on that previous turn. That would have stemmed the bleeding some.
Passes. One more turn here for Dylan, but this deck doesn't block, and it doesn't deal with Archfiend of Ifnir. Dylan's going to read Demonic Dread, and then he shakes the hand. A quick 2-0 again for Ben Lau. Our number 2 seed is on to the finals. Been at the top of the tournament all day today and just crushing it here in the elimination rounds.
Yeah, really fun to watch him this weekend. We'll see if he can win one more. For Dylan Hand, top 4, great tournament here. We saw coming into the weekend. He was in 16th in our leaderboard. Afforded 2 buys for his hard work there. Great job of maintaining that. And we'll see if he's able to climb a couple spots there and protect those buys. So great tournament for both players, and it's not over just yet for Benjamin Lau.
All right, so the top 2 seeds hoping to set up that rematch, and we're going to move over to our other table just in a second here between Sean Dalawal and Stefan Mazeroski.